Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and I'm here with a Christmas in July 5 cards video for you. So I'm using this Pink and Main Winter Portraits, the stamp set and the dies. And then I have these two Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and I love them. They get use every year, it seems like. Even though I try to change out my Christmas stuff each year, they just, trees and snowflakes, it works. This is my color palette this year. I love this Pink and Main Winter Wonderland paper pad. It's gorgeous. And actually, I'm going to get another one because it's good for the whole year. They use a lot of geometric shapes and things like that, so, and it's double-sided, so I could literally use it all year long. So I was in the mood to color the other day, so I went ahead and I took out the paper pad and my watercolors and I colored up a bunch of those characters, and then I did my die cutting. So I did some preemptive work here. A lot of what you're going to see today is just how I put things together and construct the cards. Everything's off the cuff. I don't have any plans or sketches that I'm going to be working on, so it's just whatever comes to me. So I'm going to pick out some paper here, and I was really drawn to a lot of these plaids and stripes and things like that, and just these colors. I mean, they're just so saturated and gorgeous. I just love them. So this is probably the only Christmas in July video you'll see on my channel for 2020. I've been very busy doing other things, and this is the only set I'm really motivated to work with right now. But if I figure out another, I might throw one in. So now I'm going to cut all of my papers down, and I did different sizes and things, and I didn't leave it all in the video because I don't think you really want to watch me cut paper. But I did a lot at 3 1/4 by 5. I did some at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I did others at just like 2 inches by 5 1/4. So that gave me as much variety as I wanted. So like at Christmas time, I send about 25 cards every year. So I try to, you know, keep things pretty basic. So I'm not going to get too crazy with a bunch of different measurements. So I just cut up some paper to have a pile to work with. I kind of spread some things out here so I know what I'm working with, and I get going. So these would be the 2 inch by 5 1/4 inch pieces, and I am just like, this really isn't edited down. This is just how it all came together, basically. So I'm just going through these and kind of incorporating a die cut element. Those textured decorations that you see that are die cuts, the white ones, those are, I made those using an LDRS die set. There's actually 2 of them. I don't think they're any longer available because I got them on sale a long time ago. But I love them. I use them over and over again. They're just so great. So anyways, this one came together pretty quickly. Such a simple concept. Now I'm not going to add dimension to all of these because I know some of them I might want to send in the mail. Others I'll probably give in person, and so dimension won't be a problem. But I want to make sure I have a little bit of both. So, you know, between teachers and, you know, we actually give a lot of cards to our church family members, and just, you know, all the family and loved ones in our lives that we mail them to. I'll need a lot of Christmas cards. And the reason I start with kind of a fresh stamp set each year or 2 is because I can't remember what I sent people the year before. So I like to just de-stash whatever I used the year before start with something fresh and new, and then I don't have to worry about someone getting a repeat. So the first card is done. I adore these winter portraits, these little characters. So there's like a moose and a deer, a bear, and a bird. And this illustrator that Pink and Main hires out for some stamp sets is just my favorite. Like one of maybe my favorites across all the card companies. I am a sucker for her illustrations. So I wanted this set last year. I can't remember. I think I just already had a new set or two, and so I didn't get it. But I was so happy I picked it up. These were on sale in the Pink and Main shop, and they might still be for $20. You get the stamp and the die set for $20 as a bundle. You can't beat that price. And I think that the dies will really come in handy in other ways too, outside of using it for the stamp set. So on the front, I used one of the Tim Holtz trees and a little snowbank that I had cut out with LDRS die and my little portrait. Now I am taking care of the inside. The insides, I did go ahead and stamp a season's greeting sentiment in there, and it's very faint, and I might go back in eventually and add another greeting on top of it, like in black ink. On this one, I had saved that cutout from when I was die cutting the trees, and I wanted to use it as a stencil. So I pulled out this mint ink from Lawn Fawn, and I'm just going to stencil up this tree on the inside, basically in the same spot to mirror the outside. Now, this ink pad was really dry, and I had no idea, so it takes quite a bit more work here than it normally would. I'm actually going to get my re-inker out and re-ink it here on camera with you guys, in case maybe you're a beginner and you've never re-inked your ink pads before. So I'm just finishing this up here, and I love the way that turned out. I had a little bit of ghosting on the side, but I'm not worried about it. So I grabbed the re-inker, and you can always tell how dry the ink pad is on how quickly it absorbs the ink. And you can see it's just sucking this ink up. So I just keep adding ink until it is absorbing the ink at a slower pace. So as I did that zigzag across the middle, I realized, it seemed like it had been inked properly, and then just set it over to the side. Now, that's the easiest way to do it. Not all ink pads work that great, but I thought it gives you a basic idea. Okay, on to the third card here. I wanted to use some kind of more tone-on-tone looks and a more muted palette. So that's what I went for here, just to have some variety. Now, so here I'm playing around with the trees, and I thought I really wanted it monotone, but I did end up kind of bringing in this darker tree, and I like it. One thing I don't like that I did is how I trimmed the base. So here I wanted the trees can cut out an outline, but I really wanted all of the tree, I wanted it to be solid. And so I'm making sure to be careful, and I'm taping all the pieces in because I want it to be one solid tree. I thought this little guy looked better, and this will be one that I am popping up with some foam tape. I'm using these little foam squares from the Dollar Tree. I love them. I've been using them in my craft room for like a year and a half and have had no issues at all. Like, they're great. So here's what I wish I wouldn't have done. I wish I wouldn't have trimmed this off. I wish I would have adhered this down to my card base and then trimmed it off, so it would have hung off the sides a little bit. I think I would have liked it better. I might even go back and just lay another piece across it to correct it, but we'll see. Chances are recipients of this card are not going to be bothered by the things that bother me, the card maker. So let me know down below if you make your own Christmas cards each year, or if you do like the family portrait thing and, you know, have your cards printed. I'd be interested to know. Like, once I started card making, I always just hand make cards, and then maybe for some recipients I'll put in a family picture on the inside. So I'd be interested to know what all of you guys do. So again, I'm just kind of playing with the various elements I have, the scrap pieces of pattern paper, the stars, or they're not stars, they're snowflakes. The snowflakes and everything, and I'm just adding things to the card. When I go to send the card, I might add more things, it just depends. Another thing, because I have small children and we send cards to friends with small children, another thing I like to do each year is I add in stickers for kids. So, you know, we may not gift those families really other than a card, but I'll throw in stickers for the young kids, and they always seem to enjoy that. So that would be another thing that might be inside these cards. All right, so here we are, card number 4. And I really like how this one turned out. I mean, I like them all. But I really liked this one. I ended up using the little bird with this one, and she's just so cute. So here I'm just playing around, and you'll notice there's a hole in that paper that was like a leftover scrap piece of paper. And I don't even worry about it, like, because I want it to be that wide, and I know I can cover up the hole with, you know, an element that I'm adding on top in a layer. So, you know, mistakes and things like that can usually be figured out. They're figure-outable. So here I decide to bring in some of the small stamps, which are snowflakes and like pattern snow. I don't know how else to say it. They're really both snowflakes. It's just different designs of snowflakes. Anyway, so I'm bringing in these tiny little stamps, and I'm kind of doing tone on tone stamping here. But I do bring in some moonstone ink as well to tie in the blue that I had added. And so I really think it turned out pretty cute, and I stamped the inside as well. So here I'm just going to use my tape runner and get these sides attached. Now, anytime you're adding paper like I'm doing here, this is kind of the trickiest way to do it. The easiest way to do it is to cut a whole piece of paper to be as large as you want it to be in the background so that you can get it more even. When you just add on little strips and scraps like I did here, it's easy to get them crooked. So you just have to be careful when you're doing that. So I'm just cutting this down a bit because my scraps weren't quite long enough. And I'll glue this down. So also in the comments below, I'd be interested to know, do you like traditional colors for Christmas? Do you like, you know, non-traditional? I change it up. Last year I did all traditional colors, and I did a lot of traditional icons. And this year I want to change it up, and I want to use non-traditional colors and like these little critters and different things like that. So I'd be interested to know what kind you like to do, or if you're like me and you like to change it up from year to year. Okay, here goes another inside. Super basic stuff. And we are on to what I think is, yes, the last card here, card number 5. So this one I wanted to have a bit more of a masculine card, and I wanted to use one of the little bears because that's the only one I hadn't used yet. And I'm just trying to decide. So when I stamped out my winter scene little winter portraits, I did some with just black ink, and then I did others and embossed them, and it gives you a slightly different look. So here I'm just playing around. I end up putting the white snowflakes behind the bear, and then I'm layering up the inside. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're still watching. Maybe this is inspiring you to play with some Christmas sets and to give yourself a jump start on the season. And I would be interested to hear maybe which card was your favorite. And please like and subscribe. I'm really here for the community, so I'd love to hear your comments and engage with you down below. And I hope you have a really great day. Here towards the end, I am going to show you a flip through of each card. I hope you enjoy.